Hello, beautiful beings. Love and laughter, Tanya Rainbow Horse here. I want to talk about moving through the tunnel of fear. Being present while we move through this is a life-changing experience. I'm sure from your own experiences you can note certain sensations and feelings and what it feels like to go through there. And I had an experience today with going through the tunnel of fear, and I can recount pretty vividly the awareness that I had while navigating it. And I think through me telling the story of the sensations and feelings that I was going through, this might be helpful for somebody else who's navigating fear to be more aware of it, to open up to sensations and feelings that they're feeling, like, oh, that's the tunnel of fear. And maybe find a little bit more peace with it. When you're in the eye of it, it feels like, it's pretty intense. But once you get over the hump, I just really want to normalize moving through this fear tunnel, because we come up against it often. It's part of everyday life. And the more we can connect with the awareness of moving through it, the more conscious we can be about moving through it and not being so swept up in it, even though, you're going to be a little bit, most likely. So maybe you can resonate with some of the stuff. Maybe you'll find a newfound awareness. Maybe you'll find some comfort in what I'm going to talk about. Whatever it be, my sole purpose of sharing these perspectives, these shifts, these awarenesses, is to make it a little less challenging, a little less scary, a little bit easier to navigate. And it anchors in the experience for myself. And it might help you anchor it in too. Okay. So the fear itself and what it was around doesn't really matter. But this is how it felt. I felt it gradually come on. It's like this nervous anxiety energy. My body's having a reaction. And it's a building up. It's like nervous when you're about to do something new, although the situation for me wasn't new. And so I just started having this nervous energy, a lot of triggering energy in my body. And so I acknowledged what I was going through, and I was with some people, and I kind of withdrew just a little bit, and we were outside, and I walked. And that's where most of the experience was happening. And like my whole inner world was just like this image, this limiting belief, this fear. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The fear convinces you it's so real. The fear wants to tell you that it's the ultimate truth, and that after this experience, there's a wall that hits. It says this situation is gonna happen, and there's nothing else after it. It's almost like there's a black wall you're up against, and there's no other way to go. And that's really the illusion. So while this intense anxiety, fear energy was moving through my body, since I've really been working on becoming aware of it, I acknowledged it. And I was like, okay, I have tools that I can use to navigate through this. So I was walking, so I was getting energy out and grounding myself. And I just had to talk myself through it. I was like, Tanya, this is an illusion. It has a message for you, and that's it. It has a message that it's trying to carry to you, and that's it. And I kept imagining a beautiful bright white light around my body. I kept calling in my guides and my guardians. Archangel Michael's behind me, spreading his wings around me. Kept telling myself I was safe to move through it, because oftentimes fear doesn't feel safe to move through. So I reiterated that a lot while my body is having a chemical reaction of anxiety. Just, my lower 3 energy centers are just like a squid releasing the ink. That's how, the best way I can describe the energy is the lower 3 energy centers are just expelling this ink energy all over. Because when a squid releases ink, it's black, and so that's what it kind of feels like within my body, but it's energy instead of ink, and it's just going out in the body. And now oftentimes when this happens, I will hold on to it, and a lot of other people do this too. I think this is the problem. We hold on to it and it doesn't have a chance to move through. So I practice keeping my lower energy centers relaxed, even though it felt scary. And I just told myself, I am safe. This is a natural part of the human experience. Kept focused on calling my guides and guardians and seeing that bright white light. And I just gave myself some space to focus on bringing myself through the experience, walking through it. It gets intense. Imagery, that's really what fear comes up for me, is images of the limiting belief happening and the feeling in my body. Those are the 2 predominant energy sensory experiences I'm having when I'm in it. So maybe when you think back to the awareness of when you're moving through fears or limiting beliefs, what are your main senses that are coming alive? Is it the feeling? Is it the seeing images of the limiting belief? This thing just happening, this image, this scary image. Are you smelling it? Are you tasting it? Are you hearing it? I mean, these are all different ways you could be taken in. Or maybe you have 2 of them. Maybe you see it and you smell it. Or maybe you feel it and you hear it. Whatever it is, it's just helpful to be aware of the main way that your body experiences moving through the fear tunnel. And so for a little bit, that's just what I had to do. I had to focus on walking myself through it, calling in my guides, telling myself it's safe. These sensations are safe. It's part of the process. I'm doing really well. I decide to allow myself to move through it. When you make a claim and say you decide, that's pretty powerful energy. So if you use that while you're moving through the fear, it's going to be very helpful. I decide to move through this fear with grace and ease. I decide to be aware of the energy I'm moving through. I decide to feel safe moving through this energy. I decide to be open to this experience. I decide to allow this fear move through me, but not let it control me and take a hold of me and get lost in it. And so if you play around with the word deciding while you're in it, be on the lookout on how it changes your experience. These little things, these subtle things just help bring the experience into a little bit more in alignment, more grounded in, and easier to navigate. So if you try any of these or you're familiar with them, I'd love to hear how they work for you, or what your experience is with fear, what sensations, how you feel it in your body. It's all a beautiful learning experience. Let's normalize talking about fear. It's part of the human experience. And so every time I move through it, I love to share it, because new awarenesses pop up. New insights come alive and bring perspective to it to help move through it with more grace and ease, with more normalcy, with more safety into the process. So I'd say the peak of it lasts maybe 20 minutes. So it slowly came on, and then it got pretty intense, and then it started to taper back off. And then for a little bit, little bits of it would pop in and then pop out, and then pop in, pop out, before it just moved on through and it was done. Pretty soon I'm able to focus on the white light in my body, and it's shifting. It's moving through. It's done. And since I've allowed it to move through my body, it's not just hanging out there. Though it is good to have an emotional or energetic release after it, like if you can go for a walk even more, or treadmill, or dance, or exercise, or stretch, anything to get all of that out of your system is very helpful, moving the energy in your body after a fear response. But it's a beautiful experience to witness, because the more you tell yourself you're safe, the more you coach yourself through it, the more you parent that inner child, the more neutralized it comes, the less scary it becomes. Anyways, I hope these insights have helped you, maybe opened something up, initiated something, brought more awareness, whatever it be. I just appreciate coming here and connecting. Till the next video, love and laughter.